Having served in our convention for a number of years in a number of capacities, as well as serving our denominational family as a pastor, as a moderator, as a state president, as a national leader in our Congress area, and now national leader in our disaster management, I've witnessed a number of the changes that has occurred in our convention over the years. I see very much now that our convention stands in need of some fundamental foundational changes that must take place if we're going to face the demands of the years that are coming to us, as well as the times in which we live. Right now, I view our convention, though we've done some good things, we're operating now at about a 1950 pace in 2014. And so we've got to bring up our organizational management, administration, finances into this particular era if we're really going to make the differences in the global community that I believe God is calling for us to make. I will be a resident president. I will operate not only my presidential duties, but as well my presidential stationing out of the office of our headquarters, as well as bringing into the headquarters other executive officers to serve across the many facets of our convention. As president of the National Baptist Convention, I will put together a team of critical thinkers who will serve to share their expertise across the many varied areas and interests of National Baptists. I like to see on this team Christian ethicists. I'd like to see Christian accountants. I would like to see people from our business community, as well as those persons who have great skills at strategic planning and so forth, that together, under my leadership, we will be able to develop a course and plan that will nurse us into this day and time that we can have relative and valuable ministries. In my administration, it is ours, even at present, to have women on our executive team. We want women at the table. We are incorporating, as a part of this executive team and thinkers movement, paradigm shifters, as I'm calling them, young people, especially of the millennial generation, who still hold on to traditional values, their thought process, that again, as a part of the fabric of National Baptist. Another critical group is the group of our young pastors. We want them again, and we have already included them as a part of this paradigm shifters, rethinkers group. As president, I will reorientate and realign our board of directors. Right now, we have a board of directors, but the truth of our convention is we have been presidentially driven based upon the personality or the idiosyncrasies of the president. There is no board of directors to serve to help maintain and protect the mission of the institution. And it is my belief that there should be that check and balance. And so I will see to it that we will have a functioning board of directors, but not just to serve as a board of directors. Our board of directors, by way of our Constitution, are state presidents, gentlemen or ladies. Certainly we don't have women in those capacities now, but who gives leadership at our various state levels. It's important for them not only to give leadership as a board member to the national director, but they become the first person to take the National Baptist programs back down to their state levels. We're not seeing that working today in congruence with the convention and the convention's programs. We go to super expensive conventions that's costing us more than $50 million a year just to convene, where we meet, we greet, we eat, and we preach, but we walk away with little substance. And when we total out what the air costs, super high hotel cost, the super high cost of 2 eggs, hash browns, and 2 strips of bacon cost, we've spent and left in cities $50 million with very little resources left for us to do the purpose of why we meet. And the question comes back to us. That's going to be, I think, a question raised by God with regards to our administration. And any organization who spends $50 million is not broke. It is not broke. It becomes an administrative issue. As president, I will bring forth a cost-effective convention, not only cost-effective convention in terms of the convention itself, but to make it more affordable for our local church. Right now in National Baptist Convention, most of the weight of responsibility, that's financial responsibility, is resting at the local church. The local church struggles to take care of itself, one. It struggles to take care of its association, two. It struggles to take care of its state convention, three. And believe it or not, it struggles to take care of the National Baptist Convention. One church, for example, has budgeted $14,000 of its annual fund to support the denominational work. But they've also had to budget $17,000 to take the $14,000. Someone needs to ask the question or say something is wrong with this picture, especially while we're struggling to keep missionaries in the mission field, especially while we're struggling and really have not been able to come up with the resources to help some of our struggling churches. I will look at our convention and re-engineer it, is the word that I've been using, our auxiliary functioning structures. Right now, we have many auxiliaries doing many wonderful things. But the questions we've got to face, is it relevant to our needs today? When you look across our constituency and you're seeing primarily senior citizens, you don't see that 24, 25, that 35-year-old person out there. When you look out and see some of our practices, God bless them, and we've got to continue to do it because it serves them well. White dresses and red hats. Our younger women are not going to wear white dresses and red hats. And if we don't build the bridges now to connect our present to our future, unfortunately, there's a chasm that we're going to fall in. And these are the kinds of changes that we need, that I believe God has given me the vision to bring to National Baptist, to incorporate, that we might have a future, but a very vibrant present, a very vibrant right now. We must realign our total financial system if we're going to be viable to do the work that God has called for us to do. We've got to correct our past. We've got to come into this day and time whereby our records can be in digital form, that again, we can participate and share in all that we must do, that our churches will have direct lines of communication with the National Convention. I believe with these changes made at the convention level, it will be more valuable to the membership. It will increase in its value, and as well, we as a people can be proud to be members of the National Baptist Convention, USA Incorporated. I think we must fully understand that the kingdom of God embraces a number of denominational, non-denominational brothers and sisters who approach God from different ways of beliefs. As Christians, certainly we all believe in the sonship of Christ, the deity of Christ. As National Baptists, we are part of that large community. Those communities are organized communities, and again, where there are seats, such as the World Council of Churches and other seats, and seats more pertaining to our Baptist denomination, National Baptists must be seated at those tables. At those tables, strategies are formed with regards to how world issues are dealt with. And again, I think missing today is the voice of National Baptist Convention. I will see to it that we are not only seated, but we are participants in such global discussions. I think that God has preserved us for a moment of battle, engagement on social justice. We've just come through the Trayvon Martin piece. No word We've just come through the Justin Davis piece, I think, in Florida. No word. It's time for the African American Baptist Church to stand and take its rightful place in the kingdom of our Christ. We must decide whether we're on a cruise ship or a battleship. The Lord has really already defined for us that we're warriors and battlers for the kingdom of our Christ. Join me in helping to provide the leadership now needed to sail these turbulent seas. I'm your candidate. I'm your president. Vote for me. Thank you.